Hi everyone and welcome back to Edo's Backstage. This video is the second part of a story that I had to split in two, so if you haven't seen part one, I suggest you start with that. You will find the link in the description box. Right, so at the end of the last video, I was telling you about something that happened all of a sudden and that came up, as I told you, out of nowhere. And it happened the very night I activated my personal email on my official website, edoscordo.com. But what happened then? What was this event that completely changed my life? Well, given the premise, it is easy to guess that it was an email. But an email that I was not expecting at all. And that I never thought I could find myself reading. It was from Damien Darlington, guitarist and musical director for Brit Floyd, my all-time favorite tribute band. The band I've always wanted to play in someday. But someday. One day. I've always seen playing with them as a goal, a milestone. And yes, it was in my plans to do everything I could to get me that gig, but only when I would have felt ready for it. And in 2014, I didn't exactly feel ready. And I probably wasn't. And for that very reason, I had never written to them, never even introduced myself. So I could never expect them to come to me. And yet, Damien got in touch. Yes, but it wasn't the email you're thinking. In that message, there was no call for an audition. He said broadly, "Hi, I am Damien from Brit Floyd. I don't know if you know us, but we are the greatest Pink Floyd tribute band in the world. I've seen your videos on YouTube where you use the Axe effects. We have started using it too, and I think it works great. And I was wondering if you wanted to have a chat with me about your approach to the sound. To exchange opinions and points of views on how to program the presets. Would you like that? Maybe you can come along to one of our shows so we can get to know each other, and I can also show you my setup and my guitars, and after the gig we can have a drink and you can tell me what you think about my sounds." I was just speechless. So I replied in like 5 minutes in my most scholastic English, and I said, "Hi Damien, of course I know who you are, I'm a big fan of you guys. I would be very happy to meet you and to be able to contribute, even if minimally, to the Brit Floyd sound." And then I tell him, but I swear I told him this as a joke, "If you need a guitarist, you can count on me, I'm here." Now, his answer was even more absurd than receiving his first email. And even if I was almost sure that he said it just to be, polite, I was starting to be intrigued because he said, "Thanks, I'm happy you're interested. And by the way, regarding the guitarist thing, look, soon the production will contact you for a secondary project that concerns you." Alright, calm down here. Not only did Damien write to me, but the production wants to contact me. But what on earth could they ever want from me? What can I possibly give them that no other guitarist can? A few days went by, and having received nothing, I was starting to think that Damien's answer was more of a courtesy thing, to give me some satisfaction rather than a real proposal that was about to arrive. Then, one evening, another email. This time it was James, son of the Brit Floyd's general manager and owner of the production, Chaz Cole. So they actually wrote to me. Text:
"Hi
Edo,
it's James Cole here from the UK. I found a video online of you playing your Axe effects and a version of you playing Comfortably Numb. And I showed that to Damien Darlington from Brit Floyd, which is one of the other shows that we have, and we were both immensely impressed with the video and would love to talk to you about you potentially joining one of our shows, the Classic Rock Show, for a UK tour. Hopefully it'll be something of interest to you, and if it is, give me a call.
Okay, wait a minute. Calm down. I think I had to read it again, but it was real. They really wanted me, even without an audition. Whoa. Well, I know what you're thinking. You think I already accepted before I finished reading. Well, maybe so. Indeed, a part of me had definitely already accepted. And I certainly couldn't wait to live an experience like this. But you can understand that a person also has some reasoning to do. First of all, at the time, I had a job. I was directing an important music school here in Italy, and obviously I was also teaching. The school was growing, we had a lot of students to manage and follow. It wasn't easy to decide just to pack up and leave for 2 months. In addition, this new job was a big deal, an important commitment. I should have been preparing myself well while I continued my work at the school, and therefore I was expected to juggle many tasks. Studying the new repertoire, organizing the courses, deciding which guitars to use for each song, managing my students and planning for my absence, putting together the equipment to ship to the UK, coordinating teachers' meetings. It was a considerable amount of work. And there were also my bands, the one I played with on a regular basis. We were preparing new shows. I couldn't just leave them for 2 months, right? And other questions arose. For example, there was the language barrier. Would I be able to communicate only in English for 2 months? I had never tested myself for something like this. I had never even been away from home for so long. All right, let's be honest here. I had already accepted inside of me. And the strange thing was that I was very calm and confident. I was convinced that everything would fit together perfectly. And so it happened. The school's management told me that I had nothing to worry about. On the contrary, they encouraged me to take this step, and for this I will always be grateful. But also my students seemed very happy and excited to see their teacher get such a professional and important opportunity. And the same thing for my bandmates. They were all enthusiastic for me, even though they kind of knew that the occasion could represent a potential problem for the future. In short, everything was going the right way, so I decided to take the job. So it began a period of studying and interrupted work that ended only the day before leaving for Liverpool. I found myself playing so hard and for so long that I had to use ice to numb the pain on my fingertips because I got blisters instead of calluses. Keep in mind that at that time I was already spending about 8 hours with my guitar in hand at school for my lessons. So now put on top of that countless hours of rehearsing the songs for the new set. Yeah, it was painful. But obviously my technical level increased considerably. It was then that I realized that I was making a technical leap. Finally, in January, I leave for England for my first real international tour. A week of rehearsal in Liverpool, and we boarded a tour bus up and down the whole kingdom of Her Majesty the Queen. My first experience in such a professional production, with a guitar tech of my own, playing in front of almost always sold out venues, and above all with incredible musicians by my side. Honestly, in my bands I've always been more than lucky. I've always worked with musicians more experienced and more prepared than me, also because I was often the youngest. And this was another important aspect that made me improve during my career. But in this case, however, I really found myself playing with music beasts, and being able to learn every day from them was phenomenal. It was an incredible experience, thanks to which I met extraordinary people, true friends, and crazy talented players. During the tour, I have to say, I got jokes and references to my future place in the main band, Brit Floyd, several times from a lot of people, to be honest. From the audience, from colleagues in the band, even from people from the production and crew. But honestly, at first, I didn't give it too much attention. Indeed, I was just having fun and wanted to fully enjoy the experience and live in the moment. I didn't want to think about anything else. If you're interested, let me know in the comments and I will produce a dedicated video about the classic rock show experience. We got on so well during that tour that as soon as we finished the last concert, we started thinking about how to make the show even more compelling and thinking about some new cool features for a short summer tour which was already planned. That tour, however, I didn't end up doing it because in May, quite unexpectedly, Bobby, the other Brit Floyd guitarist, decided to accept another job and leave the band, making the spot available. Once again, I didn't do anything. It all happened like this. But it seemed logical to everyone that once Bobby left, I was going to fill that position. And suddenly, all those hours I have tortured friends and relatives with the music of Pink Floyd since I was 15 started making sense. Once again, no audition, and this time no rehearsal either. We already knew each other, and with today's technology I was able to prepare my parts and my entry into the band without even having to play once before my debut. And it all went beautifully. It was July 15, 2015, perhaps one of the best days I remember. A day when I started a new path and a new chapter in my life. And since 2015, there have been many concerts, much satisfaction, many trips, but above all, many new friends. And among the many things for which I am really grateful to the band and the production, which gave me this incredible chance and who believed in me when really I was nobody, there is that, thanks to Brit Floyd, I met the woman of my life, who in May 2020 said yes to me, and today's my wife. So yeah, basically this is my story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please come back, leave me a note below in the comments. It will be a pleasure for me to read it and reply to you. I thank you very, very much for joining me, and see you next time on Edo's Backstage.